Rain.
So what's up, everybody? What's going on the stream? What's going on the stream? All right, we're gonna be working on some vibe coding today. Let me get working on a trade bot, as a matter of fact. So wherever you tapping in with me, definitely drop a comment. Let me know. Let's see what we got. Trying to get this chat stuff up and going. So let's see if we have some stuff. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. East Coast morning. So let's go. Let me kind of get into it. You can check me out too if you haven't checked out the other areas like profile too. Make sure you check me out on those places. Areas like profile too. Online. Okay. I was trying to make sure I can see all my streamer spots up and we're good right now. You know, I probably need to just stop doing that here. All right, so we're working on a vibe coding bot, we're working on a trade bot, depending on wherever you paying attention from. Make sure you drop a comment or some love. Let me know. Let's see. Make sure we got the chat going. All right, bet. So, this particular vibe coding project that we're going to go ahead and open up Claude with is a trade bot. So we're going to be working on that today. All right. So first things first, we're going to start working on like some documentation and checking on like statuses and see how things are performing on the accounts. So we're going to go ahead and send that out. Let's do a review. Performance on the account. Again, underline logic to make sure we're good. Planning. So we're gonna let this go out here and kind of get his work done. But my general philosophy as I'm kind of like working through projects and like vibing them out is that I really want to make sure that documentation is clean. That's the first thing, right? You want to make sure your documentation is very, very clean. Documentation and planning are the two essential ways to keep your token count down. That's kind of the other stuff that I'm just noticing, like when people are getting into their vibe codings, especially as like juniors, or if you're not like a technical person who's already been doing this for a while, right? Like if you're joining now, I mean, it's still great, but I just want y'all to keep in mind, like, you know, you need to learn how to do some of these proper processes. So documenting things is important. I'm actually going to try to give you a little bit more view here of what I want you to see. Okay, so file structure is super important, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit here, but like file structure, what I want you to notice is that we work off of like very few just loose files, right? Loose files, I think, is another thing that's going to drive you insane. It's going to waste a lot of tokens. So just make sure you're working as hard as you can to avoid that, right? You want to make sure you have a plan and that you're pursuing your work in the right way, because all that stuff's going to lead out to you actually being able to accomplish your goals. As you can see, Claude has already come up with some great questions here, so I'm going to go ahead and answer that, but I'm trying to monitor my channel, so please apologies. Let me see. Login over here. Let's see. So questions that came up is what account system are we looking at? Great question. So we're actually going to stick to just the trading system and results from the trading systems. Apologies, we've got some other live creators in the background. Over here, like I said, I'm trying to manage this account at the same time. I did such a bad job about going live last year, so I'm trying to make a better effort this year. Right? Like I'm actually trying to do this the right way. Okay. I gotta check X, or make sure we're still on TikTok live, because that's actually the one that kind of matters to me the most right now. Yeah, okay, so we are. We're still good. All right, I can see the questions in here too. I don't know why it's going on that. Brandy 360 on TikTok, I see your comment. So do I use mermaid templates? Yes and no. Yes and no. And I actually am going to perform a mermaid template action with us here. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and just spin up another instance of Cloud Code, because I think it's pertinent for you to like be running multiple instances at a time. We're also going to, for me personally, I'm running on like dangerously skip. Please don't do that if you're not ready. Okay, so we're going to say plan mode here. We're going to say very simply, right, conversational. I hate when people try to make this too much. I think you should just be aiming to have that conversation and then go over it. So first thing that we're aiming for right now is that we need to get our system context diagramming together, right? Right now it doesn't look as great as I want. Also, we don't even have the markdown file. I know you can't see it behind my big ass head here. Let me move that. So yeah, here in the file directory, as you'll see, we only have like a README right now, which is cool, but I want to be able to just show some stuff here. So we're gonna tell it that I wanted to actually build out a system context diagram, because that's important. So we're literally going to say in plan mode. Remember, you're going to start from plan mode. You're going to work in plan mode. You're not going to be doing anything but plan mode. Execution comes after the plan is suffice, right? So hey, we need to create a sys context diagram. Or you know what? This is something I don't even want to use conversations. That's the problem. That's something I wanted to show you guys as well. So I use commands a lot more than I'm kind of showing you right now. I don't like to type stuff out. I actually abhor. I think it's abhorrent to have to type stuff out. I think it's a waste of time in this day and age. So I use commands as much as possible, and I'll just literally throw things into the chat when it's necessary. So what I'm doing right now, off screen, because there's some of these files I don't need you to be looking at, is looking for the Claude command code stuff that I actually use. So we can put that together. Yeah, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just do it on the fly. All right. So we need to establish our docs better here. Let's go ahead and make sure our README, and I add that because it's already in the directory, is suffice. And let's go ahead and say 350 lines or less, because that's already ridiculously long. And then we want to set up a sys context diagram markdown file. And we also want a documentation index markdown file. All of these 350 lines or less, okay? Because writing a ridiculous amount of lines is just, I don't know. I feel like it's a narcissist. You need to stop doing stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna let that work a little bit. This is the second instance that we already have Claude up, so we're going back to the first one and see like what has it been able to do. In this one, we were working through the logic for getting back to work on development stuff, right? So this is a project I haven't touched for a while. I want to kind of giving you the view on like where you can get started and what you can do to really become the next level engineer or whatever you want to do. So what type of performance review do you want to conduct? I actually want to check performance stats on trades account we currently use. You can access that through reading Claude file or other docs. Your EMV also has what's needed to access. Time period. Let's do last 4 days. We want to look at all the vehicles. So this trades crypto. This trades options and equities in general, right? So it all commodities too. So it's actually been doing stuff for gold. And actually, we can bring up that account performance real quick because this is all a paper account, and I don't really care if you see this one. So give me a second. I'm verifying for this account. I'm gonna let you guys see this. This is the result of the paper trading account. Okay, so that Claude's working, and I'm bringing this up for view for everyone. You should be able to see this on your screens now. So what you're seeing is a performance from two accounts. We have two paper accounts. I have a larger account, and then I have a smaller account. The 25,000 paper account right now is the one that's actually being traded. The larger one I stopped trading for because we made logic updates sometime here in the last I don't know, week or so. So honestly, this one didn't matter to me anymore. But the 25K account here is going to be the one of interest. This one has trades that have been performing very well, right? I think it actually has quite a little cash left in terms of trading power. So it's not been very aggressive. This is a conservative trading strategy. So it's actually pretty interesting. I'm looking at the comments. Sorry, I've kind of been just like cruising. Brandness 360. I see you have RHCASA, the AZ900, 104, AWS SAA, Security Plus, Cloud DevOps, BAS student. You have a chance to graduate early. Should you try to do anything or get an internship? I'll tell you this. So the first thing I would do in the next year or two is concentrate on a specific domain that's of interest to you. And I'm kind of stream for a second. So concentrate on a specific domain to you that's of interest, because right now what's going on in everybody's particular worlds is that data and artificial intelligence are leading the environment for everyone, right? So you could choose to continue down the path of picking up a bunch of credentials, but in my honest opinion, as hiring several people, as being the type of engineer who's worked with several people, the only thing that ever matters in interviews is, can you solve the problem, right? So I've hired people who have no credentials. I am a self-trained, self-taught engineer myself. So I did not go to a traditional program, to try to pick any of this information up, right? All of this information that I picked up was, stuff that I learned from just doing work. So I think you could do the same thing, right? If you want to just go continue to kind of like pick up the credentials, that's a great thing too. You're going to get paid. If you want to kind of build stuff on your own, also a great option, right? There's really no wrong answer in tech. I know a lot of people will try to make it seem like that, but there's not. And if you feel like you're trapped, whatever you're doing, it's more than likely a result of just bad planning, right? Okay. Switching back to covering what we're doing today on Vibe Coding Projects, we're talking about building out a algorithmic trading bot. I am sharing with you some proprietary work that we do at the company. This is not an open source project. This is an older version of the actual program, so it's not something that my company would be sharing if we didn't want to right now. But this is an older version. I'm actually thinking about making this particular project open source. If you're interested in that, drop a comment or, join my Substack, kind of let me know via email, LinkedIn, whatever you want to know. You can also, like I said, drop a comment here, share this particular one, this live or whatever, help me kind of grow this. But I'm trying to see who would be interested, as want to put some more work into projects and learn more, and kind of help from there. So this is the account. If you're kind of looking at the results inside of this account, I just like to look at the fact that, like, hey, it is trading on its own. You can see that kind of stuff by the recent order section here. Not all of this stuff is bought either too, right? Like, some of this stuff is unfulfilled orders that are still waiting to close. It's Saturday, obviously, so the market is not open right now. But yeah, so this is interesting stuff. Brandness 360, yeah, man. Or I'm sorry, I said man. Sorry, don't please don't take that pronoun or that adjective as being wrong. You've been building projects outside of class and home lab Kubernetes node setup, Flex Proxmox, Proxmox, Talos server. You're started in the right direction. I mean, you're doing all the right things. So, what I would say is, for my younger engineers, I just try to say this all the time. It's like, try to enjoy some of the process too. Like, you don't always need to be shooting for the moon today. What you're building now is the understanding. That's great. If you're asking for the future of your work, that could be a different conversation. If you're asking for how to deal with certain aspects of our work, I might be better equipped to talk about it. But 5 years from now, I can promise you, nobody knows what's going to be happening. Nobody. Okay, back to this Vibe Coding project that we're working on. Our first instance of Cloud Code has stopped working a little bit. It's brought up some questions here. It's actually finished its planning, its strategy. So this is the part where, depending on how close you are with your Cloud Code, like how well you've been doing, depending on that, You might feel super confident in the work that it gives you in the strategy, because you will grow familiar with like what needs to be done, how are you doing it properly, and stuff like that. So if things change too quickly for you while you're coding things out and you're making or breaking things like that, I think it starts with, number one, your context sucks. Number two, you have not worked on setting up skills for your code. So go fix your Claude Code skills. If you don't know how to do that, I'll be making a video on my YouTube. The link in my bio to my particular channel has my Substack right now. That leads to all of the other platforms for me right now. I do have a YouTube. I do have a LinkedIn. You're welcome to connect with me and try to work with me if you're interested in learning as well. Okay, so let's let Claude go to work, because I feel like I've been talking a lot. All right, both of them come up with great context plans. The second one is supposed to be working on messaging. I'm actually going to go ahead and just rename this so I know that. Rename. Oh, okay, something's wrong with that. It's not letting me rename it. Well, at least I can change the icon. Let's just do that one. So I know that one's for documentation areas right now. And then this is my main one. Let's say this one is just like work on computer stuff. Okay. Documentation is getting done. There's a README that's being optimized. Keep your documentation for Claude Code and other stuff that you're working on. Every document that is a markdown file being fed in for context should be 350 lines or less. 350, you're pushing it. Over 350, you can bet that context will be forgotten. Okay. Over 350 though, you're not working very well. Under 350, you could feed multiple markdown files in at one time to get a very complex task accomplished. So that's what you should be aiming for, right? So what you're seeing here on your screen is, this second agent is working through documentation. It's actually building our system context diagram for what's going on in the actual algorithmic platform here. So we'll look at that in a second. We'll see the results, and we'll kind of look at like, what is it building, how did it build everything, and does it look pretty good? It actually just stopped. So let's see what it says real quick. I'll go ahead and move. So the README has been updated. Okay, documentation index has been updated, and the system context diagram has been updated. It says 235 lines. 225 lines for the documentation index and only 172 for the diagram. That's how you need to be building things, right? You need your markdown files to be super sharp, and then your agents in your Claude Code instance will be super sharp, right? No mistakes. Okay, so we're gonna check this out real quick because I just want to see what we built. And it clearly put these files somewhere. I bet you it put it in a docs folder. Okay. Yep. So in our docs folder, because I like everything organized for my my programs. My main directory README is allowed to sit there, but I do want my markdown files sitting in a documentation folder. Okay. So documentation index. Markdown file here. If your screen is able to see this, you can kind of get what I'm pointing out here. You should be having the architecture. You should be having that diagram of the actual elements attached, and you should be working on some sort of roadmap, right? Like what kind of roadmap exists for steps that you're putting together. If you don't have a roadmap, you're blindly just asking for token production. You're one of, and I would argue you're one of the people who makes token counting and token usage a problem for the rest of us. So when I get hit with cap messages or notifications, it's you who did it. I just want you to know that. Okay, so yeah, you get to see it. It shows where everything is, right? Like it's saying, hey, here's the core system, the orchestrator, the scheduler, the market hours observer, the trading engines, the intelligence layer. I mean, we haven't even talked about this. Let's go over to the system context diagram real quick because I want you to kind of see what the heck I'm talking about. Okay. This is a wonderful diagram, by the way. And Claude Code is like so good at diagramming. It's another reason that like this week alone, I do believe OpenAI will be trying to release some really cool stuff, like some actual codex sort of stuff or whatever to compete. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I do know that they're scared because Claude Code is kicking their butt. Okay. Let's look at this diagram, right? So, because you want to know like what is occurring in this algorithm that's trading, right, between crypto, commodities, gold, silver, whatever, and options, right? Also, I am not a trading broker, so make sure you do not, use this as like your trading advice. You should speak with a professional. These can only be used as signals or advisory from signals. Okay. So there are the external systems at the very top that feed the system at large, right? You have Alpaca API trading execution here. Let me see if I can scroll that too. I guess I'm kind of like super zoomed out. Yeah, figured. Ugh, that's ugly. But I think some people's screens will appreciate it. Okay. So there's the Alpaca Trade API, right? There's Alpha Vantage that I'm using for real-time data information. There's the Claude API that I'm also using, right? My AWS infrastructure for emails is brought into this as well. And then the FRED data from the federal economic data about performance information from macro data is also brought into this algorithm. Okay. What is going on here from here is that, hold on real quick. I think I have a couple people saying the live may have gone down. Let me see. All right. Nope. Okay, we're good. So from here you have the Alpaca Trade API, right? And you can kind of check everything that's available, right? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure. I'm looking at all these other people and other platforms that we might be working off of. Boy, I Show Speed is live in Africa again right now. Okay. So, what's included in the API here, or the entire work, is that, there's a trading system, there's the crypto, options, equities, commodities, analysis from there. Okay. So we're going to go back and sort of get back to work here on trading. So it says it's found a couple of issues. Broker this 4 days. Okay. Let's fix the issues you've discovered and where you need my input. Ask. I am also the worst speller now with AI. I just literally have not been doing a good job. I kind of just let it do its own thing at this point. And that's because, honestly, it's so good at even though I'm like, what's my problem? Why I didn't spell it right. So, yeah. Okay. We're going to stream for about 10 more minutes here, maybe 5, maybe. So if you haven't already joined my other platforms, if you haven't already subscribed, become a follower, make sure you do that. Check out the YouTube. I'll be dropping some more long form content about how to code and develop with Claude Code from a senior engineering perspective. And if you want to just tap in with somebody who can kind of help, learn a couple things, you know where to find me. Sure. Okay. And if wherever you're watching from, drop a comment. Let me know. Want to know where you guys are watching from. What is your work? What kind of background do you have? I know I got to talk with Brad Nisk 360 earlier on TikTok. Giving a shout out to all the younger engineers who are building a bunch of home lab work too. I think that's great. Would love to see what everybody's kind of setups are. What are you working with? Leave a comment, drop me, let me know, or just even share some love on the actual channel here. All right, let's see. What do we got? I'm gonna make this smaller because it's astronomically huge now. This is like of course. Alright, let's see. Okay. What do we do? To zoomed in control. What I did. Yeah, weird. I actually like to have a screen that's pretty wide. All right, so we're actually working on fixing some profit and loss issues right now in the algorithm. It says that it noticed there were some trades that were slipping throughout the week, which is great, right? Like Cloud Code got that. But it did that because I built out a data infrastructure for it to be able to like learn from its issues over the week too, right? Like a lot of people want to go in and one-shot stuff and say, hey, just go find out the best 10 trades to make for the week or whatever. That's the bad method of trying to figure out how to do this. You want to do this in a way you're going to make money, but also make sense from each step that you're working on. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining for this morning's coding session. We're going to go ahead and probably, take off for the day, probably do some Battlefield coding later or something. And then we'll go from there. All right. I'll see y'all later.